Hello everybody, thanks for stopping by Greg's Beer Reviews today. It's about that time. Let's go take that walk and see what's in the fridge today. Alright guys, let's look at this beer. Welcome to Gregsbeerreviews. Corked and Cage. This is Stone Brewing out of Escondido, California. This is their 12th anniversary edition, I think. Rico, my brother, sent me this. It says small batch Escondido, bitter chocolate oatmeal, bourbon barrel stout, Stone's 12th anniversary, bitter chocolate oatmeal, aged in bourbon barrels, 11.4%. 2016 series, written right here on the bottom of the label. Not a cheap beer, I would think. This was sent to me by Rico, and he says, bourbon barrel picked up, has 2016 screen printed on the bottle, 11.4%, 43 IBUs, aged for 7 months in Kentucky. Bourbon barrels, features Summit, Willamette, Glenna, and Antum hops. So, any of these anniversary beers, any time that you're getting a beer that's corked and caged, it's bourbon barrel aged, high dollar. These are not cheap beers to buy. So Rico, thanks again, my brother, for spending your hard-earned money and getting this to me. This is one of those you could probably put in a closet for a long time and cellar it. And guys, as you know, I usually don't go to the websites, and I've started doing that because I had so many people fuss about not going to the websites and getting more information, which a lot of times there is no more information available. Stone is a little bit different on this. They've got this, the 2016 series, batch number 1, and it's got a big long thing here, and I don't want this to be a 30-minute video, 20 to 30-minute video. It may still end up being that way, but got the picture of the bottle, and it says it's California only release. I don't know how Rico got his hands on it, being where he's at on the East Coast. Says it was brewed here on their website. Brewed December 5th of 2015 for a 2016 release on August 15th of 2016. Stout, 11.4%. Available only in the 500 milliliter bottles, corked and caged. IBUs of 43. The malts, pale caramel, dextrine, black, and chocolate malts, roasted barley, and flaked oats. In the bowl, the hops of Summit, Willamette, Galena, Antum hops, and chocolate, and aged 7 months in the American Oak Kentucky bourbon barrels. So, and I'm not going to read you this big long thing they've got there. It's more than likely a very delicious beer for Stone's 12th anniversary edition. Bitter chocolate oatmeal stout. Became an instant classic, they're saying here. So, and I do not doubt that. Stone does some really tasty beers, and this was probably done before Mitch Steele left there, and he is gone. He was a head brewer, and I haven't heard a lot about who they put in his place, and I hear that he's opening up his own brewery in Atlanta, I think, last I heard. So, and basically commercial description over here on Rate Beer is basically saying the same thing that I just told you about. So we're not going to go any further into that. Should be a very, very delicious beer. So, with all that being said, let's run over here and I will tell you, and I did not bring this up in time because I was over at the website. Bear with me just a second here and see if I can get this up. Well, I'll take the cork and cage off of this bad boy. And we'll get that off of there. And it is up. And the cage is off. I'll put this over here on this side. Okay. I see how you want to be. Let's see if we can get this cork. Ooh, this one's in tight. Oh man. I don't know if I'm going to be strong enough to do this. I cannot get it out, guys. This one is in there. Let's see if I'm going to try one more time before I cut the camera off and get a pair of pliers. Unbelievable. Unfreaking believable. I can't get it out. I cannot get it out. Alright guys, I gotta pause the camera, get the pair of pliers. Well, I got the pliers. It should not be this hard to get a cork out of a bottle. I'm a pretty good sized fella. What's it take to get a damn cork out of a bottle? I'm not happy about this, guys. You shouldn't have to get a pair of frickin' pliers out of the damn cabinet to get this out of the bottle. That's what it took. That's what it took to get the damn cork out. Zipper heads. Big pop. I mean, big pop. Alright guys, let's get it into the glass. That effort chaps my eyes. Shouldn't have to get a pair of pliers out of the damn drawer to get a cork out of this damn thing. Alright, into the glass we go. Cheese of the earthy camembert fontina. Goes well with your chocolate dishes. Meat of shellfish, smoked meat. Glassware, pint backer, non-tumbler mug. Stein, Sidell, snifter. And it says here not recommended for extended cellars. I don't know why they're saying that. Well, it's pouring a fairly big head, so with that much carbonation you would think the cork would be willing to come out. But it was not. Finger and a half of head on that pour. Very dark, pitch black, guys. Good looking beer, it really is. And Stone does some awesome stuff, it really does. I don't know who the head brewer is there now. Maybe one of Nich's apprentices took over that job, I'm not sure. Let's get a nose on this. Right off the bat, I'm getting some cinnamon. I'm getting a little bit of the bourbon barrel aging, roasted malt. Maybe a slight hint of some licorice or tobacco in there. I am getting a strong hint of the barrel aging, a little bit of woodiness. Unique smelling beer. Let's jump in and see what we've got. Final beer of the evening for me. Cheers everybody. Cheers Rico. Nice. I am getting some hints of cinnamon in there. And it doesn't say anything about this being brewed with cinnamon. I didn't see anything written here on their website. It says anything, flaked oats, dark roasted malts, complex care of oak barrels that previously nurtured bourbon, so first run barrels. Vessels impart oak and coconut-like flavors up front, accentuating the silky smooth mid-palate with oak, vanillin or vanilla notes. The finish is long and intense with layers of chocolate and oak vanillin. Definitely getting a little bit of hints of the bourbon and the woodiness. maybe there is a little bit of vanilla there. Well, let's right out of the fridge, guys. 40 degrees. So let's let this warm up and see if we can get some more notes as it comes up to room temperature on this one. Definitely a well-made beer, yeah. Guys, I'm not going to lie to you. Stone does some awesome stuff. And then when they put them in the bourbon barrel ages and drive this in with a jackhammer where you can't get it out, you have to have a pair of pliers to open up a bottle of beer. Unbelievable. Shouldn't be in that tight. I'm not a fan of these cork and cage beers. I'll be straight up honest with you. These are made for wine as far as I'm concerned. You lay them down, keep the cork wet. Anytime you see beer like this, if you want to keep this for 20 years, you probably ought to lay it down and keep this cork wet so it doesn't dry out and air gets into it. Just not a fan of those. It's like putting wax on a bottle as far as I'm concerned. But when they put them in this style of bottle, unless you're like the brewery that caps these big bottles like this, maybe, I'm not a head brewer anywhere, so maybe it's a good thing. I'm not gonna shout them down for that. So let's let it warm up and see what we end up with, and sip on it for a little while, and step outside and fire up a nice stogie to go with this dark beer, and sip on it and let it come up for probably about 30 minutes or so while I'm sipping on it, and pour her a glass and see what we end up with. If I think it's an outstanding beer. I'll be right back. Alright guys, I'm back. Got just a little left here. I am not blown away by this beer. To me, it tastes like it's a blended beer. I'm getting strong, venomous, or grape notes. Like half of it was done in grape barrels or wine barrels, and half of it was done in bourbon. I am getting some of the bourbon notes, but I'm getting a strong grape taste to this beer. The bittersweet chocolate is probably there, but I can't tell the difference between the bitterness of the bittersweet chocolate and the bitterness of the hops that were used on this beer. I'm very surprised this beer doesn't blow me away, guys. But I am getting strong grape notes on this beer. Rich roasted malt, hints of some bourbon, but it's very slight. I think the grape notes are overpowering the bourbon notes. And I don't know if it's the bittersweet chocolate influencing that aspect of the beer or not. I swear it tastes like grape, like it's been done in some kind of wine barrel. And they blended it together with some bourbon barrels. Just me. I have sipped and sipped on this beer and trying to figure out why I'm getting those dark grape notes on this beer. There are some bourbon notes. There's rich roasted malt. And there's probably some bittersweet chocolate in there, but I cannot determine whether that's influencing whether I'm tasting some dark grape notes. Very strange, very unique beer. I mean, I am getting heavy, dark grape notes on this beer. Well, final chug. I am getting the grapes. I mean, there is no doubt about it. I am tasting grapes in this beer. Very unusual from what I was expecting reading about this beer and seeing what was written on the bottle. But I am getting strong grape notes on this beer, like it was blended from a bourbon barrel and a wine barrel together. I don't understand why I'm getting those grape notes. Well, unless grape's considered a dark fruit. No, I'm just not blown away by this beer. I do think it's an A beer, guys, but I don't think it's a 10 beer to me. I have tasted better beers from these guys. It is a well-made beer. I mean, for 11.2 I think it's what it says here. Yep, 11.4%. Tasty beer. It is tasty beer, but it's not to the 10 category in my opinion. As a matter of fact, it's not even to the 9 category. I'm going to give this an 8. Numeric rating on this will be a 92 for me on this one, guys. Over to Beer Advocate, they have 90 on this. So, and over to Rate Beer, those guys are blown away evidently. Overall, it's 99 and 93 in the style. And our final check-in, we'll go over to Untapped. They have it at 4.08, which is basically in their A- to A scale, somewhere in between there. So, not a 10 beer, guys. I'm very surprised, and probably for what this beer costs, being corked and caged, a little unimpressed with it. Yeah, I know it. You know, a lot of people are gonna say, "Oh my God, that's a 10 beer, best beer I ever had." I'm not gonna argue with that. I will not argue with that. It is an A beer, but it is not to the 9 or 10 category to me, guys. For what this beer probably costs Rico, being a corked and caged 500 milliliter bottle. Not sure if I've seen this here. Now that I've had it, that I would buy it. But it is very smooth for that big of an ABV beer. ABV beer. But it's almost 12%, so you know, probably got a little buzz going on here. I just it's not what I was expecting, and I was not expecting to have that much of a heavy grape influence on this, like it'd been in a wine barrel instead of only in a bourbon barrel age, and that's what it says here on the bottle. Bourbon barrel stout. I don't understand why I'm getting so heavy of a grape influence on this beer. So, if you've had this one from Stone, this is their bitter chocolate oak, not oat, oatmeal bourbon barrel stout. Let me know what you think. Was not blown away by this beer. So Rico, I'm sorry my friend, I was expecting more bourbon notes and not as big of wine barrel notes as I'm getting on this beer. So if you've had this one, let me know what you think, guys. Come on back tomorrow. Let's see what's in the fridge. See you then.